Last year, God showed me in a dream how the clone humans are grown for the high level criminals or the elites around the world. I was taken into one of the underground cities in the spirit that was owned by the US elites right below where my shed is located in Indianapolis. It's a deep underground, a level above where the Brazilian mega underground city was located. God told me that there were many underground cities and facilities in various deep level elevations that were overlapped with each other. I was taken to a place that looked like some kind of workshop or a lab in a facility. I saw a human skeleton skull set up on a stand, and I was inside of a person when he was spraying something over the human skull sideways. It appeared to be some kind of liquid bag with hose coming out of it, has a spray nozzle on the end of the hose. The spray was dark red liquid in color. It looked like blood, but God told me it was a flesh-growing red liquid extracted from deep underground reserves. A moment after the skull was sprayed, upon close-up inspection, I saw what I thought was brain tissue starting to grow inside the skull. But God told me that it was the brain stem growing first, then brain down. The vision ended there. God told me that the way they did was to grow brain stem first, and the rest of organs and bones to grow with the use of red liquid spray. God told me that it takes about 8 hours to grow an adult-sized human. The red liquid allows the cells to receive the nutrients and produce at extremely fast rate. God told me that the clone I saw in this vision was created from scratch, not a human copy from real humans, by designing a pretty girl's face using computer-aided design of some sort. Then they use injection molding process using dead body skeleton bones they collected from dead people after they got all gutted out. The bones get recycled and turn them into liquid state for later use, such as injection molding for making clones. That is how they create new skull. They design girl's face as young as 5-year-old, as pretty as to their liking, and make clone girls out of them in many copies. They use them for sex or to be their lover partner, or sell them to their rich customers. God told me that they try to refrain from eating these clone girls because every time when they eat them, the demon creatures show up and slaughter them. This has been a known problem for them. Whether they grow human copy clones or create them from scratch, most of them are grown with modified cells. When creating a human copy clone, they extract cells from the original human brain stem and use with red liquid to create a human copy. If they want a clone to have modified intestine by growing much larger full of large intestine in the body without the small intestine, liver, stomach, kidneys, and pancreas, and want to make change of their body shape and the appearance of their bones for increased sexual pleasure, they go to Satan demon to request for sample of blood which contains modified cells. All the desired specifications are handed to Satan in order to receive a new sample. Once they receive the sample from Satan, they mix it with cells from human brain stem and use red liquid to reproduce the clone body. As a result, the clones are more attractive than the original human. What the criminal elites don't understand is that Satan demon has been served as just a middleman to deliver the package to you. When the criminals submit the request form to Satan, what they want the clones to turn out, Satan demon goes to God and hands him the request form. God then looks over the request form and hands out the new modified blood sample to Satan. Satan then turns around and hands the sample to those who requested it. They think Satan has a lot of power and is the enemy of God. But the truth is that Satan is one of the virtually infinite number of demon creatures that is totally obedient to God. Same with all the rest of demons and angels. What makes them so good is that they are totally obedient to God at all times. The criminals also make clones such as famous congressmen or movie actor or singers to deceive the public. They do this to keep secrets of what the criminal elites are doing in the background, to protect their security. Some clones are used to act as an agent to assassinate someone, as I have witnessed this in the spirit where a clone girl attempted to kill a person she was ordered to kill in the underground city. God told me that the invention of the use of red liquid for growing clones and large intestine reproduction meat was started by the Russians in 1956. Then, in the later years, the other international criminals followed suit, adopting this technology for their consumption. God told me that the better way to grow a human copy clone is to extract cells from the spinal cord in the original person's backbone and use red liquid to regrow the body. The spinal cord will form first, then the backbone, and the rest of the body will form. This will result in clone's body and mind, the innermost mind, the closest copy of the original human being, as the spinal cord is the real source of life, not the brain. Brain is just an extension tool, served as a steering wheel, gear shifter, and pedals to make the car move in certain way. The real input, the driver, comes from the spinal cord. The red liquid is most extremely depended by the criminals because it can be used to grow human intestine meat in massive volume, grow clone copies, and use it as medical solution to heal your gunshot wound very quickly. I have seen an European woman in the spirit who lived in an apartment, jumped off the balcony about a 10-story high to commit a suicide because she could no longer get human meat from the suppliers in her area because God destroyed those underground red liquid reserves that the suppliers relied on. These criminals lose the will to live if the red liquid is no more. This is another reason why they were willing to create a full-scale nuclear war to kill all the general public off so they can enjoy the red liquid for themselves in the underground. God told me that relying on red liquid is one of the worst sins because you will kill and do anything, whatever it takes, to consume for yourselves. It is one of the ways to mark yourself with the beast. Obtaining and the use of spy weapon is also the mark of the beast. God also told me that accumulating treasure by killing and stealing is the mark of the beast. The reason why the criminals crawl into underground like rats is because they don't want to get detected by the spy surveillance system by their enemy and to increase their security. You use spy weapon, you are bound to turn into rats and live in underground. It is the use of spy weapon as well as astral projection that enables you to kill, steal, and eat human meat. They can be as rich as multi-trillionaires. God told me that the red liquid reserves that were available throughout the entire world has been reduced to nearly zero. None in America. The number of red liquid reserves in Russia has been reduced to a single digit. Something very important God wanted me to share with you all. God bless you.